From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Shan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, September 9th, 2025.
I'm Paul Egan reporting for the Detroit Free Press. Lansing Democrats and Republicans remain billions of dollars apart on a state budget for 2026. Unless that gap is closed before October 1st, when the next fiscal year begins, there will be a partial state government shutdown with closure of Secretary of State offices and state parks such as Belle Isle in Detroit among the first changes people would notice. GOP House Speaker Matt Hall claims he has identified more than $5 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse. Democratic lawmakers in the state budget office say Hall's budget will make draconian cuts to health care, the state police, and other services. Hall's findings are based in part on two real occurrences: a growth in state jobs that are funded but not filled, and a growth in state work projects that allows state agencies to carry over funding from one year to the next instead of returning the money to the state treasury at the end of the year. Nonpartisan experts say Hall's claims about fraud and waste are grossly overstated.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. As veteran organizations plan events this month to remember the tens of thousands of Americans who died, disappeared, or were captured in combat, some remains are still being identified through new scientific advances. It's unclear how many of the nearly 81,000 cases can be resolved or whether cuts to government funding this year will impede the future progress of identifying remains, but members of the organizations such as the Veterans of Foreign Wars and American Legion have pledged to honor them and, as best they can, keep their memories alive. The Corporal Edward J. Bova, 246th Engineers VFW Post 9885 in Westland, for instance, aims to mark the National POW MIA Recognition Day, which has been observed nationally since the late 70s on the third Friday in September. It's to remember the people who died and were missing in action, the longtime commander of the VFW Post told the Free Press, adding the event affirms a promise that their sacrifice will never be overlooked. By the Post count, there have been about 13,600 from Michigan over the years.
I'm Jenna Prestininci for the Detroit Free Press. The Eastern Great Lakes saw over 24 waterspouts this weekend, and more may be coming. The whirling columns of air and water mist occur over bodies of water like lakes and oceans. Weather experts say they typically happen over the Great Lakes in Michigan from late summer into fall. The International Center for Waterspout Research is a Canada-based nonprofit tracking waterspout activity in North America. The center confirmed reports of at least 27 waterspouts on the lakes on Sunday, September 7th. The reports were mainly for waterspouts on Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. The Great Lakes have already seen dozens of waterspouts this season. Forecasters say the region could see more waterspout activity into the fall. To learn more, visit freep.com.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thank you for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.